If you're thinking about moving to Arizona, I can almost guarantee you've had this thought. Is this area safe? Are those schools actually good? How do I even know if this neighborhood is right for my family? I get messages like this every single week. And here's the truth. As a realtor, I can't label an area as safe or unsafe. But what I can do and what I do for all my clients is show you exactly how to research the information yourself so you can make a confident and informed decision. And honestly, once you know where to look, it becomes so much easier and much less overwhelming. So today, I'm gonna walk you through the exact websites and tools I use when helping relocation clients evaluate neighborhoods, schools, and local data so you can research like a local before you ever set foot on a plane. And if you're planning a move to Arizona, make sure you subscribe because my next video is going to be all about where to live in Arizona based on the tech and manufacturing boom, which areas are growing the fastest, where the jobs are, and what that means for home prices. You're not going to want to miss that. And if you're planning a move to Arizona and you want help narrowing down the areas that fit your lifestyle, reach out anytime or feel free to grab my relocation guide below. My team and I would be happy to help you make a smart move. All right, let's start with schools because that's usually the biggest concern, how to research schools in Arizona. One thing that surprises people moving here is that Arizona has a lot of school options. There's public districts, charter schools, private schools, open enrollment. Something that surprises people is that where you live does not always determine where your child goes to school, but you're still going to want to research the schools in the areas you're considering. And if you want a deeper dive of how Arizona schools actually work, public versus charter, open enrollment, ESA program, I have a full video breaking down all of that step by step. Link is above. It's gonna really help you understand the schools here. All right, the first website I recommend is the Arizona Department of Education report card site. That website is azreportcards.azed.gov. This is the official state data. Every school receives a grade, A through F. But here's the insider tip most people miss. Don't just look at proficiency scores, look at growth. Growth tells you whether a school is improving over time or declining. Sometimes a school with slightly lower test scores actually has stronger growth and momentum, which can actually be very positive sign. The next site is niche.com, niche.com. Niche is great for understanding the overall vibe of a school. There's parent reviews, teacher quality, student life, diversity scores, college prep ratings. This gives you more of the real life perspective beyond just numbers. And then there's GreatSchools.org. This is the one you'll often see inside of Zillow or Redfin. It's useful, but here's an insider tip. GreatSchools data sometimes lag behind the official state report cards. So I always recommend cross-checking with the Arizona report card site for the most current information. Section 2, how to research crime and local data. One of the best tools available is communitycrimemap.com. This pulls directly from local police department data in many Arizona cities. Here's how to use it properly. First, filter the time frame to the last 6 months. Filter by crime type. For example, violent crime versus property crime. Or else you're gonna see a little icon for a theft in a grocery store parking lot and think the whole area has really bad issues when it really doesn't. Another good site is neighborhoodscout.com. This gives you heat maps showing you statistical patterns across the areas. The good news is even the free version gives a good overview of different parts of a city. Another great tool is cityprotect.com. Some departments feed data here as well, and you can even set alerts for specific zip codes that you're considering moving to. So if you're still living in California, you can monitor activity in an area you're considering before you move there. That alone gives a lot of people peace of mind. Now there's one more category that's important to mention, local reality checks. So data is helpful, but numbers don't tell you the full story. One thing I recommend is checking the Arizona Department of Public Safety offender registry. It's a straightforward search tool that lets you verify information around a specific address that's important to you. So let's say you find a house that you like, You can punch in that address and see who the offenders are that live nearby. Another really helpful step is joining local face groups or next door in the area that you're considering moving to. You can search things like living in Gilbert, Arizona, Queen Creek community, things going on in Chandler. This is where you learn about real life issues such as traffic patterns, construction, neighborhood events, noise concerns, community culture. Things that the online data doesn't really show you. Here's something really important to understand. Arizona cities are made up of pockets. Two neighborhoods within the same city can feel completely different. Different schools, different commute, different overall community feel. That's why research at the neighborhood level really matters more than just researching a city name. The families who love Arizona the most are the ones who chose their location intentionally, not just based on what they saw online. Emotional reassurance. I know this process can feel overwhelming at first. You're making a huge decision, possibly moving across state lines, trying to protect your family, trying to make the right choice. But the good news is the information is available out there. And once you know where to look, you can move forward with confidence. Now, if all of this feels like a lot, I want to make it easier for you. Because when you're moving out of state, you don't want just random information. You want a process you can follow so you feel confident in your decision. So I created a neighborhood vetting checklist. You can download that below. This is the exact step-by-step framework you can use to evaluate any neighborhood before you buy. It's gonna list out all those websites I listed above. In the checklist, I walk you through how to do the research, the schools, the district performance, commute and daily convenience, neighborhood activity and lifestyle, crime data and local trends, future growth and development, and the questions you should be asking before you ever make an offer on a house. It basically helps you to think like a local before you even move here, because the families who feel the happiest after relocating aren't the ones that just picked a pretty house. They're the ones who vetted the area first. If you're serious about moving to Arizona, this checklist is honestly one of the best places to start. If you're thinking about moving to Arizona and you want help narrowing down neighborhoods based on your lifestyle, your commute, and your goals, reach out anytime. My team and I would be happy to help you. You can reach us directly at 480-382-0519 or book a call at zoomtoarizona.com. And don't forget to download the relocation guide below. And in case we haven't met, I'm Alejandra with Moving to Arizona. And make sure you subscribe and stay tuned, because in my next video, I'm gonna discuss where to live in Arizona for tech and manufacturing jobs. I'm gonna break down where the biggest job growth is happening, which areas are exploding in popularity, and what that means if you're planning a move.